Well, welcome back to the mud shop. Today is Sunday afternoon, September the 19th, and as promised, I have unloaded the kiln. You see, it's plenty cold enough. I had an assistant to help me today lift out the shelves, so I took him up on his offer, and my son came and helped me unload. So here we go. This is what came out, and I'll go over piece by piece. This is a butter dish. Large enough to hold 2 sticks of butter on the little plate. As you can see, it's glazed on the sides. This is a little candle holder. Stand up your little candle, looks like a little bird nest, and a spoon. I have a couple tumblers. This is that true turquoise with the light flux on top. And I have a planter. It's got a succulent planter. This is also the turquoise. Got some little running drips there. Looks good. I have a flower vase. You can see it's got a little bit of cream mixed in with the top here. Inside. 2 little goats to finish out my sets of goats. These are to represent our little nanny goats. This one represents Thelma, and this one represents Louise. Also have Magnolia. I'll show you the top. It just sits on your table. A little magnolia. I have 2 flowers here. Both of them I did in the white. I also have a wrap vase. This is just a little small vase to put a couple flowers in. And it's glazed on the inside, so it is water safe. These are finishing up the cotton ball Mississippi cotton plates and dish set, and did a few extra mugs. I just love that ancient copper. It's very pretty. This is a dual purpose piece. This is a complete mug. I'll take this insert out, and you can see it has the chocolate chip on the inside, a little bit of flux there, and you can see it's got a little bit of a flower pattern, as is on the handle. You can see the little flower texture underneath there. A little wide handle, very comfortable to hold. This is also part of a butter crock if you'd like to use it for that. This is the top piece. You put a little water in your cup. You fill this top piece with butter. You invert it over the top, and the butter keeps fresh in the water, and it stays at room temperature, so you can spread it easily. Then you just take this out and set it there on the table, and you've got a container with butter ready to spread on your biscuits or toast or cornbread. Depends on where you live. Here is a little triangle plate with some texture on it. Got the little running on the corner. And probably going to refire this one. This is ancient copper. It didn't get quite as shiny as I would like, but I do love the drips on the side with the flux. I wanted to see what the flux does with the ancient copper, and it does well, but it just needs to get a little hotter. It was at the very bottom of the kiln where it didn't get quite as hot as the rest of the kiln. Here are my witness cones to let me know how hot everything got. The top and the middle did fine. The bottom didn't get quite as hot as the rest. It is vitrified, just not quite as hot as the rest of the kiln, which is normal. Right, I have some baking dishes. This is a loaf pan. And of course, I did it flat on the bottom, so it'll slide in your oven well. Of course, it's not just bread in here. You can bake anything. You bake a little lasagna for 2. Also, I have a bigger baking pan. This is a lasagna pan. This one will feed a family, haha. But nice handles. It's got the texture on the sides of it. Looks like little flowers all the way around. Also, see, you can see the texture. Right, I had refired this bowl. I like it better now. You can see the leaf pattern a lot better in it. See, multiple colors in there. It turned out good. I used coyote red gold, coyote red gold, and a little bit of orange on the center of the leaves, and a little bit of flux on it also. I'll put this over here. Also, I had impressed some grape leaves into this plate. So these are muscadine leaves actually on the plate. A few little leaves on the bottom and leaf feet on it. Here's another Mississippi plate. Still got a few more of them to go. I love these. These are just the perfect serving size, or you can put it on a spoon rest, a plate stand and display it if you're proud of your state of Mississippi. Also, another leaf plate. This was a leaf that fell out of a tree, and I just cut it out into clay and pressed it down a little bit and made a little plate. And again, I did the leaf feet on it. Also, I cut the clay into strips and made the little basket. I put feet on it so that I could glaze the bottom of the basket. And it's got a little bit of a red texture into it. You can see a little bit of red, but it turned out pretty. I also did a wire basket. I extruded little tiny coils and weaved each of these coils and wrapped it around as I got them done. And I'll need to sand down the bottom of this. I fired it on kiln paper, so it's got some little powdery dust I'll have to sand down, but other than that, it's got the little spiral feet too under it. Also, I've made a chip or a cracker platter set. This is a bowl to hold like chicken salad. It's got the little speckle on the outside and the blue texture on the inside, and it fits inside this platter here. It has Baroque pattern here, and then goes into the turtles, and then into the mountain scene and the lace scene, and then the honeycomb scene. So this is a pretty long platter, and it also has the chocolate chip on the bottom of it. But that turned out gorgeous, as you can see. Let me get it out of the glare where you can actually see it good. And the bowl fits here on the corner, or on the other corner. You can put your crackers here on the tray and your dip here. You could actually do a cheese ball there with crackers that would work. Also, I did a few more of the jewelry trees. These, each one is different. This purple one here has a lace texture in it. You can see the lace imprinted and into the stand. And you put your necklaces and rings on the inside of the little plate, and then hang your earrings on the sides. Also, I did another one the same color, but it's still different because it has flowers imprinted on it, and then this kind of lace on the stem, on the pedestal. Okay, and then I did one in the pear green. It is the pineapple lace, and it's got the lace pedestal like the other purple one. And then this one is just no texture on the top. It's just the glaze. I let the glaze do the talking. Did a few little runs here and drips as it blended together. And here's the lace on the pedestal. And then, you know, it won't be long before it's Christmas time, so I got started on my Christmas sets. Have a bunch of these left to go. If you'll see over there, I'm working on some. I still have some inside the house. I'm working on some smaller than these that will be ornaments. You can see this is a good softball size, but it just sets on the table. And because it has an opening at the bottom, you can put fairy lights inside. I don't think a tea candle will fit in there, but you can put fairy lights in it. So I have, this one is green with the little snow on top. This one is red with the little snow on top. This one is red with a little green on top, and I made little feet on this one to make it a little more secure. I just wanted to try and see how that would work, and it does make it a little more stable. So you can put these in a bowl, or let's see, you can pile them in a bowl, decorate, or you can stand them on your table. You see. All right, and I have the bigger one. This one is the green with the snow on top, and I did do the feet on it also. The hole's a little bigger, so you might be able to get a tea light in it, but I know the fairy lights will work. Then I have the gift boxes. Now these are the bigger ones. These are about 5-6 inches tall, not counting the bow, 7-8 inches tall with the bow. You can see this one, the bow is a little taller. I did this one with the green, with the red bow, and a little bit of white snow around the edges to drip. This one is red with the green bow, and it actually had a little bit of white, but it looked like it faded out into it, so you don't see too much of the white. It didn't show, but it does on the green. I also have some smaller gift boxes that are drying. They are in the house. I've made them in the house and then bring them here to fire. So that's my getting started on Christmas. And so you can design them on your table any way you'd like. If you like the boxes and a ornament ball, or if you like a set of ornaments, or a set of the boxes, or if you want to mix and match, however you want to do, it'd be up to you. But you can arrange them. Here's green and red and green. Put them however you want to. Move them around. But that's the ornaments, the Christmas balls, the table ornaments. And so I'm pleased with them. They turned out really well. It's a little time consuming, but I enjoyed making them. Each of those bows, now every piece of clay was formed by hand, cut out by hand, formed by hand, and put together, dried completely, and bisque fired, cleaned up, and then glaze fired. And so here we are. So this is what we got out of the kiln today. Remember, we have the little cracker and dip bowl. We have the wire basket and the woven basket. I have a bowl basket waiting to go in. A lot of pieces didn't fit in the kiln because I had some bigger pieces, but I had to have some done. These are my fall color pieces with the leaves. Mississippi plate. This is leaf texture again. I like the texture in this. I hear it pinging, so it is still doing well. The baking dishes, shh, don't tell anyone, but we have a shower at our church next Sunday, so one of them is a gift. I'm not telling. Maybe you won't. Don't tell anybody. And I'm trying to decide which one of the baking dishes will go for that. This is also leaf bowl. This is a refired piece, and I like the colors now. And I'm not sure if the camera's picking it up, but you can see the leaves. These were each individual pieces of clay pressed into a leaf and put together to make this bowl, and I smoothed out the back of it, the outside part, and then I left the leaf imprint on the front. But the glaze is really thick, but you can see the leaves through it. All right, the triangle plates, the flowers, magnolias, the Christmas pieces, the jewelry trees. They stand up a couple inches tall. I love those, by the way. You could use them for anything you want. You don't have to put jewelry in them. The wrap vase and the butter crock and the tumblers. This one is papaya, and this one is true turquoise, and I mean it is true. I love this color. This reminds you of the beach. And the nest here is for a candle, a pillar candle to go into, and the butter dish, my first completed butter dish. Yay, just the perfect size for 2 sticks of butter. Here is the inside of the lid. It's got the speckle, and I like that. I believe that looks like tourmaline, maybe. And the vase, this is succulent planter, And this is a vase, no hole in the bottom, so you can put live flowers in this if you like. It's got a little cream on the top where it just kind of blended together. And I love this pattern that's stamped around it. I used the stamp for that. Finishing up the cotton pieces. Actually, I still got a plate or two over there to fire. It's like I get everything in the kiln. I have pieces left over. And the little goats, there's Thelma and Louise. Thank you for joining me in the mud shop, and I hope you come again. Look up my other videos under YouTube, Dianna's Mud Shop, and like and share my information and subscribe, and you'll know when I put another video up. Until then, thank you for joining me in the mud shop. Bye.